Good morning, my friends. It's your buddy Dustin Warnke just after 5 a.m. on a weekday morning, and I thought I would share with you some tips on developing emotional intelligence. And a lot of people don't think about this, but the idea is that a lot of people don't realize that we make decisions based on emotion a lot of times, especially buying decisions in the marketplace. Whether you're buying something on eBay or Amazon or whatever, buying furniture, buying a car, buying a house, whatever, we make that decision on emotion. I'll give you a good example of that. Do you feel like you have to go to the bathroom, or do you think you have to go to the bathroom? Do you feel like you need to take a drink of your, come and take it, Yeti cup here, whatever this is. I don't even know what brand this is, but or do you think that you have to take a drink? Okay. Do you feel like you need to do things, or do you think you need to do things? A lot of times we make those decisions. Most of the time we make those decisions about instinctual things like that by emotion, not by thoughts. Okay, not by thinking, not by the mind, but by the heart. And so my latest book that I'm working on right now is called Business from the Heart, and it's based all around this emotional intelligence idea. And I'm going to share a couple of concepts from this because this will help you whether you're dating, starting a new relationship, starting a new friendship. This will help you when it comes to buying decisions, and this will help you in just about every area of your life, okay? And the thing I'm trying to teach you today is that, because we feel these things that I was just talking about, going to the bathroom or eating or drinking and whatever, we like to make decisions based around emotion. And being the case of that, you can actually go through and elicit emotion of people or manage emotion of people better when you are aware of that or more emotionally intelligent. And that takes something that women actually do it better than men, because a lot of times women are more concerned about relationships and this kind of things as their goals in life, but men are more concerned about money and career and success and that kind of stuff. So I'm giving this to you, something that you ladies may already know, but you men could learn something from the female species of us humans. But slow things down. Number one, okay, that's number one. Is when things get heated into debate or something in any kind of relationship, slow things down. And I call it adding ellipses at the end of the sentence, okay? Dot, 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 if you will, all right? And I learned this idea from a fascinating book that I read recently on audiobook. Kind of read it, I listened to it, called Never Split the Difference. And it's by a guy by the name of Chris Voss. And it's a great book. He was an FBI hostage negotiator before he retired. And he would go through and actually have these conversations with, hostage negotiation conversations with people that were, threatening to kill somebody for a ransom or some kind of sum of money. And he won more times than he ever failed at that by basically slowing the conversation down and understanding that people make their decision a lot of times based not on rationality but on emotion. And the fact that logic doesn't come in, like I do e-commerce, I do websites, I do all that kind of stuff with my agency. That's all based in logic, and really a lot of times I can troubleshoot most issues because I know there's a logical reason for it. With the human mind and the human heart, it's a different dynamic, right? Because we are all essentially human, and that's what makes us, beautiful creatures. We're all creations of a divine power. And my mindset, and that has nothing to do with religion or anything, it's just kind of interesting. It just fascinates me how that works and how we can elicit emotion. And I don't mean like manipulate people, but I mean manage the other person's emotion by our emotion, okay? And so I'll give you a couple of examples. Whenever I'm selling deer and doing exotic trading and that kind of stuff, which I do, as one of the many roles that I serve in the outdoor industry, I basically don't sell anymore. I allow people to buy from me, right? There's a big difference. You could sell, you could basically make a pitch, all this other stuff, but I have what everybody needs. And all I'm trying to do is invite them into a buying situation of that, okay? So I'm basically just offering the fact that these animals are available and you can do, whatever you want to. I am like disrupting myself from the equation, or kind of removing myself from the equation and disrupting their pattern of them thinking that I'm pressuring them, because when there's no pressure, like, they have more of an opportunity to buy than I have an opportunity to sell, right? So slow things down. If things get heated, especially, remove the emotion from the conversation and elicit compassion and understanding. One of the 7 habits of highly effective people that Stephen Covey taught in his books years ago was seeking first to understand and then to be understood. And that's something I try to do in every relationship, whether I'm selling my own products or services, or I'm doing it for somebody else. I am called, funny thing is, one of the chapters in the new book is going to be called The Resident Grease Man, because if you ever watched the movie Ocean's 11 that had George Clooney, the newer version of Ocean's 11, and they had different versions of that come out subsequently from that, but the one that came out in like the early 2000s, I think, had the amazing Chin. He was this Chinese guy, a little bitty Chinese guy, probably like 4'10", 4'11", but he got in and got things done. I mean, he was the amazing Chin. Like, I mean, and when they realized how acrobatic he was and how small he was and everything, as a little, Chinese guy, a little Asian guy, they realized, hey, we got a grease man, and it was one of those things that was like, and really a grease man kind of goes in and gets things done. A grease man smooths things out for people. And I've been called in for, I don't know how many times I've been called into delicate PR situations for public relations and that kind of stuff. An upset customer, a really ticked off client, somebody that's really upset. And I can basically slow things down and smooth things out by calm voice. And what Chris Voss called this in his book was the midnight radio DJ voice. Just my voice on the phone, or my tonality in the text message, which is hard to do, but most of the deals that I do in exotic sales are through text messages, and so, changing the tonality of that and basically having the whole mindset of, I'm in control of this situation and you don't even know that we're friends yet, right? Because I always joke around that, I can make a friend in about 51 seconds, when we first meet, because I have that way of basically welcoming you into a narrative of my story by understanding you and your story. And the way that I do that is immediately finding common ground. I do this with dating. I do this with a number of different parts of my life, is finding something relational to that other person, okay? Finding something that is important to them, because we all have things that are important to us. We all know that, right? But the whole idea is that if I can conceptualize something that is important and meaningful and relational to them, right? Relatable, all right, to the other person, I can get into their heart, right? I can get into their mind. I'm all up in their stuff, and they don't even know what happened, right? I mean, they are liking me before they even know they're liking me at that point, okay? And that's kind of my secret sauce of how I do what I do in public relations and that kind of stuff so well, is because I just kind of like, I'm the grease man. I kind of come in there and basically just smooth things out, smooth things over between two parties, or me and the other party, or whatever, and everybody leaves happy. Not all the time, but most of the time. I can smooth over just about, a train wreck or a dumpster fire of a situation, just by the kind of tips that I've talked about, finding common ground, slowing things down, seeking first to understand and then be understood, things like that, that are a development of emotional intelligence. Okay, so that's one thing I'd like for you to look into a little bit more, how to be more emotionally intelligent, and it will help you in just about every area of your life. When you go to the gas station, you can practice this. Hey, I love your shirt. I love your top. If it's a woman. I love the branding or whatever. I love that brand of hat you're wearing, and something that compliments somebody. And it could be a man, it could be a woman, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not hitting on somebody if you're of the opposite sex, but it's basically finding something to basically, understand them and appreciate them for their own uniqueness in something that is important to them and their value system. And they then will lean into you. And so it's kind of like in sales, we talk about a lot of times, finding common ground and those kind of things, and hey, how's your day going, and that kind of stuff. And some of that kind of comes off as creepy, so I don't really go into that kind of stuff. But I'll kind of ask, hey, how's it going? How you doing? Like, I generally care. And then I'll even go into the point, and this will be a little bit longer of a video, but I'll even go into the point of, eliciting emotion like by curiosity. And so one guy you'll probably see on YouTube, if you watch YouTube a lot, will be Jeremy Miner, Miner. He does this very well, and this is where I've learned this, got the inspiration of getting the book written. I've had this skill for me for a while, but he basically will act like the confused old man at the grocery store, right? I mean, the whole idea is that you see a confused old man at the grocery store, by goodness, you want to help him, right? You want to lean into his need to make sure he gets what he needs out of the just human compassion, right? Just out of love, and that's really the governing factor, is love and fear in most people's life. Those are the two things that I think are born innately with. Is our choices a lot of times are made out of love and fear. So that all being said, to bring into that, I'll just kind of like add a pregnant pause, as I call it, or an ellipses, like I said earlier. So let's say, I'm like, trying to introduce myself to somebody, like making a cold call on a business or something for Warnke Enterprises, my agency. And I'll be like, yeah, I don't know if I'm in the right place. I don't know, just act kind of confused, like, I don't know if you can help me, but I really need your help, and just kind of hesitate a little bit. And it almost sounds like you're not confident, but what it does is elicits the emotion from the other person. Like, I want to help this guy because he's confused, right? We want to help people that are confused as humans, unless you're like a psychopath or something. We want to genuinely help other people as humans. Because that's what makes us human, is helping others and having compassion and understanding and those kind of things. So in a lot of my text messages, I'll also be like, thank you for your business. I really appreciate it, and I hope you're having a great day. And you have to be authentic about this stuff. You can't just say, I appreciate you, You have to really be authentically grateful in all areas of your life. And I've done other videos about this kind of stuff, but you want to just convey emotion of gratitude and humility in what you do. And I think that two things run the race when it comes to a difficult situation. Like the other day, it's been a few months ago now, but I had a car accident, and somebody rear-ended me, hit and run, May 12th, 2024, earlier this year, and totaled my Chevy Silverado full-size truck, four-door quad cab, black on black. It was a sweet truck. I miss it. But it was like a foreign SUV, hit me so hard and rear-ended me in the back on a highway here up in my part of Central Texas. And I was in a rental car for like almost a month because I had to get the vehicle totaled and find another replacement vehicle, and the insurance wasn't paying out and that kind of stuff. And I was just kind of like, it was a stressful time. But I walked into the Enterprise rent-a-car dealership, and those guys are great for the most part. They were short on vehicles. They were trying to get vehicles back in stock, and I was beyond my time of returning the vehicle, right? So I walked in there and talked to the general manager of the whole dealership of that particular location, and I basically said, listen, my hat's in my hand here. I literally took off my hat, and let me see here, I've got my hat over here. I literally was like wearing my hat, and I put it over my heart, right, like this. And I said, my hat is literally in my hand here. And, I said, I'm trying to just understand what I can do. And I kind of like repeat things like I just did. I just kind of say, well, I'm trying to understand like how we could work things out, how we could do this. Could you help me? And two things when a lot of relationship things in life, when it comes to getting your own way and getting what you want and need out of life, is charm and humility. Okay, those are the two things I want you to take out of this video. Charm and humility are great ways to learn emotional intelligence. You can practice that everywhere you go. The gas station. I always talk about the gas station because I'm in the gas station a lot. Things like that. It is just really seeking to understand the other person, the day they're having, appreciate them, add gratitude, add humility, those kind of things. Those kind of things are so important. And I just encourage you to become more emotionally intelligent, understanding the other person before your point's understood. you know, those kind of things, because that's really where the rubber meets the road when it comes to human relationships. You know, even a dog can understand what this means, like the handout versus a fist. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's just like, you know, things flow in, things flow out with the hand open. You know, anger just kind of controls everything, and you don't let go. You know, at some point you have to let go and have the hand like this. So that's my tip for the day, or tips for the day. Again, slow things down, seek first to understand, try to be compassionate in all ways, and charm and humility win the race. Thank you so much for watching, reading, and listening. My name is Dustin Von Warnke. You can check me out at dustinsprojects.com. That's my creator hub, has all that I do in the outdoors and indoors. Also, you have my business website, businesswithdustin.com, for Warnke Enterprises. And then if you want to check out my books online, dustinsbooks.com. Many blessings to you. Have a great day. Have the best day ever. And God bless you.